That's why I work at the Cheesecake Factory. I'm holding out for the right part.
The Cheesecake Factory is well known and adored for its decadent desserts. However, there is way more to this popular chain restaurant than just its delicious cheesecakes. Emphasis on the more. So feast your eyes on these 10 mind-blowing facts about the Cheesecake Factory. 35 flavors.
Oh, so many flavors.
Many of you know that Cheesecake Factory is well known for its delicious cheesecakes, but did you know that this restaurant chain boasts more than 35 incredible flavors? There are more than enough selections to appeal to any taste on the planet, from the plain to the exotic and everything in between. The original cheesecake shouldn't really be called plain. I mean, it is rich and creamy and has a sweet graham cracker crust. Mouth-watering stuff.
Oh, that just made me hungry.
However, if the original cheesecake is too simple, there are plenty of flavors that are a little more adventurous. There's the celebration cheesecake, which alternates layers of vanilla cake, cheesecake, and mousse. This cheesecake probably tastes as great as it sounds and might be too rich to finish all at once, so you might have to pace yourself for best results. If you're looking for something a little bit lighter and more fruity, though, you could give the mango key lime cheesecake a try. This cheesecake is topped with mango mousse and has a vanilla coconut macaroon crust. The crust alone sounds like a delicious dessert we'd cross deserts to devour. The Lowlicious cheesecake is also a more health-conscious menu option, so grab your fork and take a bite out of the cheesecake rainbow. Going big.
If we're going out big.
The Cheesecake Factory is, of course, known for its delicious meals and even more delicious cheesecakes. This chain is also known in the restaurant industry for its Godzilla-sized menu that seems to offer a little bit of everything. Some customers have complained that the menu is a little too big and have trouble finding what they want. The hefty menu consists of more than 6,000 words and has more than 250 items on it for you to choose from. Also, David Overton has admitted that the menu has been changed twice a year, every year of the chain's 40-year run. According to Overton, customers will be hard-pressed not to find something they want to eat.
Oh, I can't decide.
However, according to the people at Cheesecake Factory, there is a method to this madness. Because the menu is so big, customers notice it and talk about it. This is something that separates the Cheesecake Factory from other chain restaurants. This might seem like a strange advantage, but anything that can separate a restaurant from its competition is significant. The menu includes a wide variety of drinks, appetizers, main dishes, and desserts. The Cheesecake Factory is known for these several dozen varieties of cheesecakes, but offers other desserts as well. If you can't find something on this deluxe-sized menu, then chances are you could just be very hard to please. Too much of a good thing.
I smell good things.
The Cheesecake Factory is a popular restaurant, but it's not exactly inexpensive, so if you're not careful, you could overindulge both your wallet and your waistline. For most people, this isn't too big of an issue. However, for some people, their love of, or even obsession with, the Cheesecake Factory can jeopardize their finances. Take Vince Young, a starting quarterback for the NFL's Tennessee Titans for several years, who made millions of dollars with the team. Well, despite his generous salary, the professional athlete found himself in quite a bit of financial trouble, and part of the problem was his excessive spending at the Cheesecake Factory. Young would often treat teammates to meals at the chain, racking up as much as $5,000 a week in charges. Although the Cheesecake Factory was not Young's only source of financial trouble, his out-of-control spending at the popular chain ultimately contributed to him having to declare bankruptcy to address his debt problems.
I declare bankruptcy!
Hopefully, Young didn't have to give up his trips to the Cheesecake Factory entirely, but learned to keep the bill under control and make better money moves. Fresh is best.
Hot and fresh from the oven into your mouth.
Most restaurants try to convince their customers that they use fresh food in their recipes. Hello, Subway. But some places do a better job of actually making this slogan or promise a reality. The Cheesecake Factory truly does try its best to use fresh food to make the recipes on its extensive menu. The staff at Cheesecake Factory are proud of the fact that they have a scratch kitchen in every location because this gives the cooks the flexibility to use a variety of ingredients and modify all the recipes to suit customers' specific tastes. It is a lot harder to have fresh food on hand all the time in a busy kitchen like the ones Cheesecake has, but the attention to quality makes it worthwhile. Frozen and canned foods are much easier to store and they're ready on hand when you need them, but the Cheesecake Factory has made the commitment to using as much fresh food as possible.
Susie, these ingredients are very fresh and well prepared.
Including all the highly perishable fresh fruits and vegetables it uses in its recipes. With the extensive menu that the chain offers, it's not always easy to make good on this commitment, but the people who run the factory think it's worth it. Since the freshness of the food is something that not all restaurants choose to provide, the Cheesecake Factory stands out for this reason. In the highly competitive restaurant biz, details definitely matter, and the Cheesecake Factory seems to have this detail down to a salivating science. DIY.
DIY makes it so much easier.
It's the opposite.
People like choices, especially when they go out to eat and spend their hard-earned cash. They enjoy having trained restaurant staff cook delicious meals for them. But there are times when you just can't make it to a local Cheesecake Factory. But have no fear. If you want a particular cheesecake dish, you just might be able to make it yourself at home. Although this popular restaurant chain rakes in the moolah by getting you to actually go inside one of its many locations, it is understood that some people just can't get to the restaurant. So the Cheesecake Factory website includes a selection of its recipes for customers to try to create on their own.
How fun!
There is a tasty selection of DIY meals customers can make, such as almond-crusted salmon salad, Cajun jambalaya pasta, and warm crab and artichoke dip. Though there is only a small number of recipes to choose from, considering that the menu is so extensive, most people would rather have the chefs do the cooking for them anyway. But don't get it twisted, the company has made it a point not to offer any of its cheesecake recipes for public replication. Although it would be great if they did give out some cheesecake how-tos on the website, it makes sense that the beloved restaurant wouldn't want to just give away its namesake commodity. After all, they're nice, not self-destructive. A matter of taste.
First step in learning how to cook is learning how to taste.
Unlike the decor of some places meant to set a neutral type of ambiance, the Cheesecake Factory's decor is actually supposed to stand out. It's an impressionable blend of Victorian and Egyptian styles. Most customers are probably paying more attention to the extensive menu than to the walls, but the unique atmosphere definitely contributes to the lifelong memories made around cheesecake tables.
Wow, this brings back memories.
The Cheesecake Factory's in-house designer, Rick McCormick, said in 2017 that the Egyptian columns found in each restaurant are a focal point of the design that the customers are most apt to notice as they dine. And these decorative columns aren't all the same. No. These columns are often customized to fit the specific location, such as the location in Marina del Rey, California, that has palm trees painted on the columns. He does admit that the combination of design elements from Victorian and Egyptian styles could clash, and some people might think it looks tacky. While everyone is entitled to their opinions, McCormick insists that the standout decor comes together for a unique look that helps to define the customer experience at Cheesecake Factory locations around the world. The Overton Recipe.
You know, our secret recipe is a secret.
The Overton Recipe sounds a little like the title of a spy thriller that's a cross between Jason Bourne and MasterChef. However, it is actually much more important than that because it is the foundation of the Cheesecake Factory and the reason for the huge success it has become since opening in the 1970s. It has been reported that the basis of Evelyn Overton's cheesecake recipe was an existing recipe she saw saw in a newspaper. While this is true, it doesn't do justice to all the time she spent experimenting with and adjusting the recipe until the result was just the way she wanted. There are 5 basic ingredients used to make cheesecake, so it really comes down to the exact amounts and whatever other ingredients are added.
No use. I don't remember the ingredients.
The recipe Miss Overton eventually settled on is still used for the original cheesecake and as the base for all the varieties of cheesecake the company sells. These varieties include everything from chocolate tuxedo cheesecake to the pumpkin cheesecake. All of these flavors start with the same basic ingredients to ensure that the quality and flavor customers have come to expect is always there. Some of the flavors really don't even taste like cheesecake, but it's good to know they still have all the key ingredients that make it genuine. Getting satisfaction.
You have stress?
Yes.
Working at a busy food establishment is 100% hard work, but most employees are actually quite happy working at the Cheesecake Factory. The company has made an effort to treat its employees with generosity, and the staff have taken notice. For example, they offer a decent health plan that is available to all employees as well as their immediate family. In this era of rising healthcare costs, this is much more than a perk. It is almost universally a necessity for most people. In addition to the health insurance that employees are offered, there's also a high school diploma program and a college benefit that helps staff pay for the college degree of their choice.
Well, the first $10 million went to pay off student loans.
These programs definitely have increased employee satisfaction, and there are receipts for this. The Cheesecake Factory made it onto Fortune's list of 100 best companies to work for several years in a row. The resto most recently held the number 25 spot on the list, and this is something to definitely be proud of. The Cheesecake Factory cares about its team's quality of life, and it shows. D is for dessert, or Detroit.
D for dirt bags.
Detroit is known for many things, from the car industry to M&M and beyond. Well, interestingly enough, Cheesecake Factory founder David Overton was originally in a band. David dropped out of law school to be the drummer in a band called the Billy Roberts Blues Band. However, Overton's musical career didn't really work out the way he might have hoped, so he decided to change direction. He decided he was going to help his family start what would become an internationally known restaurant chain famous for its cheesecake. Talk about goals realized.
Life goals.
It all started when David's mother, Evelyn, saw a cheesecake recipe printed in the local newspaper. She perfected her take on the cheesecake recipe in her home kitchen and opened her own bakery in Detroit to sell her delicious dessert. Although the cheesecake in question was born in Detroit, the family eventually moved west to Los Angeles. It was in the City of Angels where the Overton family got the idea to sell the cheesecake to restaurants. These efforts were met with various amounts of success, so eventually they refocused their efforts on creating their own place. The Cheesecake Factory was officially founded in LA in the 70s. All in the family.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Did you know that the Cheesecake Factory is a family affair? Well, it is. The Overton family started what would become a famous restaurant empire with a single location. The family's first location to sell their cheesecakes was a bakery, not a full restaurant, and it was called the Cheesecake Factory Bakery. Evelyn Overton's cheesecake recipes were a major hit, and the number of cheesecake flavors and locations grew until the small business became the popular chain we know it to be today. The Overton family proved to be prolific, so the family business didn't stop with only Cheesecake Factory locations. They also operate 2 other small chains, the Grand Lux Cafe and RockSugar Southeast Asian Kitchen.
Perhaps we could expand our market.
With an emphasis on different cuisines other than what the Cheesecake Factory is known for, they can pull in customers looking for slightly more exotic food. While not nearly as big as the Cheesecake Factory chain, these smaller chains have enjoyed success as well. Both of these smaller chains are also known for their quality food and service, and of course, both also have delicious dessert menus to tempt their customers. Get a taste of more great videos. Just tap or click. And hey, leave us a comment, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell.